Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Path of Exile. Today we're out in the crossroads, getting attacked by monkeys. A bunch of assholes. Look at them, killing themselves. Just look at it. One or two more hits, they'll just be dead. It's like, holy crap, Thorns is actually useful-ish, kinda, not really for once. It's like 2 kills, just standing still doing absolutely nothing. That is spectacular. It's awesome, it's great. It's whatever, who cares? Anyway, so today we're going to be doing the Intruders and Black Quest. We'll be heading down into the Chamber of Sins. I managed to remember. Took me a little bit, but I got it. We'll blow some stuff up on the way because, hell, it's freaking awesome. Don't need a reason to do that. Look at them all just dying horribly. It's all of them. Boom, they're dead. That's it. That's all she wrote. They're done. No hope for them. It's over. They're dead. I don't know why I need to keep reiterating the fact that they're dead. I mean, Infernal Blow is just a freaking fun skill to use. Everything just dies horribly. And this isn't even the half. I mean, it gets so much more powerful later on. Alright, so here we go. Chamber of Sins. Actually going to be going back out for a second. Just kind of want to check something.
The spirits are restless and angry. I can feel it in my blood.
That is one small entrance to this place. That's what it's like. I can't mouse over it, but it's like very tiny area here to crawl through. I don't know. Not very convenient, that's for sure. I'm amazed my Marauder's able to fit. He's kind of broad-shouldered. More stuff just dying. I mean, I get really too excited over it. It's just... It really is fun. I'm not trying to obsess over it, but... It's been a while since I played my Infernal Blow characters. It really is just friggin' awesome. I mean, it's just no other way to put that. Anyway, hopefully I will be off the topic of how things exploding is awesome. Despite it being awesome, I'll hopefully not be talking about it non-stop. Starting... awesome. Now. But, yeah, so... not much is really going to be a threat at this point. Apparently I have Frost Nova now. Which, honestly, not doing a ton of good. It's slowing stuff down. It's actually doing more harm than good for me. They'd all group up nice and close to each other, and I'd obliterate them. With them getting chilled, they are very slow, so they don't group up quite as nice, so I can't kill them as well. Of course, I could just run out of mana and watch as they get Frost Nova to death. I guess that always works. I think there's a rare mob somewhere in here. That's the way down, yes. Just gonna poke around here real quick. Could be level 2. I want to say it's level 1. Looks like I'm here. I may as well do unique mobs. May as well break some pots. May as well equip a nice, lovely, greater life flask that is better than one I was using. Explode another group, and move on. Explode you, and we'll explode you too, and move on. And we'll kill some elites, experience. Another 2-stone ring, worse than what I have sitting in my inventory. Alright, I'm looking for Plaguebringer. I was pretty sure Plaguebringer is on level 1 in here. But that seems to not actually be the case, so... I'm gonna make just one more loop down around the other side, and then we'll just move on. Ah, I found Plaguebringer. There's a nice center round room here. If I just took a moment and just looked at the map, that probably would have been pretty obvious, but, you know, flipping it back and forth and not really paying attention, it makes it a little more difficult to tell. This guy's gonna do some general degen, but again, not a huge deal. I'm just gonna murder him and his buddies. A little bit of damage, so he's not relative to what we've fought, except probably for Mervale and maybe Brutus, he's actually not a complete pushover. I want to be careful. Can I leap slam over this thing? Of course not. Why would I be allowed to have nice things like leap slamming over walls? Anyway. Considering, or rather compared to most of the stuff we've run across so far, he is not terribly difficult. And I believe, yes, that is Resolute Technique. No more missing enemies. Enemies are just going to be obliterated more so now than ever before in this series so far. Well, since this character has been started so far anyway. Stuff had been obliterated previously. Yeah, there's a shrine over there. Maybe it'll be something useful. Maybe a whole bunch of stuff will just die. I don't know what I actually got. I think it's a lightning, chain lightning, shock lightning. Split arrow? What is it? Static shrine, lightning arcs for me. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, moving on. So since I'm assuming most of the, some of the people playing, let's start this whole sentence over. I'm assuming that some of the people watching this series are actually playing Path of Exile. What are you guys up to? What are your characters so far that you're playing? Actually, for now, this is actually the only character I've been working on. I just really haven't had the time still. I've been trying to make sure to get out an episode a day. I haven't quite managed that threshold, but I've been managing at least to keep up with them whole Monday, Wednesday, Friday on various other random days of the week. So that's good stuff with that. Looking at some of the new skills, there's some stuff I'm really curious about that I haven't had a chance to try, and I'm looking forward to being able to try. There's a lot of stuff like the new on-effect support gems I'm looking forward to playing around with. I plan to be using one of them later on this character, and otherwise I'm just curious about like some other combinations. You know, what happens if you throw like skeletons or zombie summon gems on those? You just go into melee range and you like Arctic armor, molten shields, stuff like that, and you know, just tank stuff, and just you're the summoning focus. You know, you tank the damage, you summon stuff around you, kind of like a Skelebro totem, as some people like to call them, or Skeletotems, which is a what's the gem called? You make a totem, a spell totem that constantly summons skeletons. It works really well. They act as pretty good meat shields. It's a nice little fun thing you can do combination. Basically, you become that totem. And one of the things I'm kind of curious about trying at some point. Other thing is, I briefly showed off the spectral weapon. I think it was spectral weapon. Spectral throw, that's the word, or that's it. That looks like it could make for some interesting builds also. Another thing I want to kind of take a look at some point. And of course, there's a Scion build, you know, starting smack dab in the middle of the passive tree. Someplace right exactly here. So you can just kind of zip around all over wherever you want. And there's so many little possibilities that, most of which I will never have time to try. There's also some possibilities for summoning builds in general. Just a straightforward, I'm gonna just make a whole bunch of zombies and skeletons and specters and stuff, and just, you're gonna die. I don't know, but yeah, what are you guys playing? What are you guys working on? Let me know in the comments. Just kind of curious to hear what you guys are working on. You know, I'll talk about it a little bit if anyone, anything piques my interest. Bring it up. If you're running a... I can't really say there's any, like, really cheesy builds. All builds really... There are some that are easier than others, but for the most part, there's really none that's like, oh, that's like the lamest build you can possibly run. Yeah, there's builds that are really common. There's some that are kind of pretty safe, like, before release, the Shock Totem builds were pretty safe, kind of on the easy side. But you know, it's a pretty creative use of the abilities all being chained together. So I really can't say I even I'm trying to think of any other builds I saw at any point. I mean, some people come up with crazy builds, like just off-the-wall stuff that just turns out working. And most of the builds that turned out to be great builds were just like, oh, I wonder how this skill will work together. You know, sometimes you find stuff that just doesn't really work, like, trying to think. You know, Infernal Blow, Spark, probably not going to be the greatest skill combination ever. Except for the fact that, you know, you could chill a bunch of stuff, freeze them in place, and then murder them. It might not be the most ideal thing, but it could definitely work. And that, of course, could actually have been a reasonably popular build. I don't know. I was just trying to think of 2 ability names I could think of properly off the top of my head. But, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, let me know what you're working on. Just kind of curious about that. Back to what I'm doing. I'm just kind of wandering around killing random things while trying not to get shocked to death and killed. Shock you really have to watch out for. You probably want to have some lightning resist gear on in here. I kind of feel like I should be able to hit these guys. What is going on with that? I don't have time to identify those rings. So, that's what should have been happening. I don't know why it wasn't to begin with. Was it just out of mana or something? I don't. That's probably what it was, but I don't know. Wasn't paying enough attention. What can I say? You see, when I actually get in proper range of things, things just really die. They just don't stand a chance. This is gonna be... That looks to be incredibly risky. I'm gonna try to leap slam into the middle of that group. It worked very well, as you can see. Now at least I have time to identify those lightning resist rings. Yay, lightning resist. You look good. We'll use you. Alright, so now to run back. Now, as people may or may not have noticed at this point, I tend to be quite lazy. Whenever possible, I try to avoid adding cuts in the video, because it's a pain in the ass to go through and edit. And by pain in the ass, I mean it takes like 5 seconds to actually cut and add a transition to the video. The problem is I have to find it. I could note down that, oh, at about 12 minutes and 50 seconds into the audio recording, which is different from the actual video time that you'll be seeing, but for me it would be, oh, 12:50, 12:55-ish. I need to go in, insert a cut, flip back, or, you know, or stuff. I need to go in, cut this scene where I'm running back to the Chamber of Sins out, and, you know, insert the transition, yada yada yada, and boom, boom, done. Not a huge deal. It requires effort. Effort is just beyond what I want to really put forth. I mean, it's one thing to try, and I've been playing in the background with, like, intro video kind of stuff, trying to make something up. Yeah, I'm not happy with anything I come up with. And it's just like, oh, you know, why go edit it when I can just talk while I'm running back? And it's like the same exact thing. It really is. It's almost as if, like, I'm doing a video cut while playing the video, or making the video, recording, whatever the heck you want to call it. And like here, oh, we'll go, oh, hey, it's Black Death. Turns out there is a unique monster on level 2 of the Chamber of Sins as well. That will not change anything about its imminent death.
My mana is gone.
And it's dead. Oh, exciting, exciting stuff.
I cannot carry this.
Inventory's full, what else is new? So it turns out that not cutting may have been slightly worth it. Yeah. Now, you see, I can work in the justification for it by having stumbled across a unique mob. So it all kind of goes full circle. Being lazy, not wanting to have to deal with it, complaining about not having to deal with it, finding an actual legitimate-ish kind of not really excuse to not have to go in and edit the video afterwards. It's nice to just do a fade from black and a fade to black at the end of the video and just call it a, you know, call it done. It's nice, it's easy. But alas, we are back where we were, more or less. So, I now have lightning resist. I should not die as badly. I really do have mana problems. Why am I in my inventory? I don't know why I was in my inventory again. Lightning! Haha! Lightning resists. I no longer fear your lightning any way, shape, or form. Let's grab these scrolls, as I completely ignore the lightning effects from these enemies. And we're in a dead end, so we need to do something about that. Yay, more backtracking. Again, this time it's actually for a reason. We ran into a dead end. I was hoping to take a shortcut through the middle. Didn't work out that way. Just kind of wandering around, wishing I had me some Quicksilver flash charges. I have a feeling I am going to a dead end. Yes, I am. But I must avenge my death. And apparently there's an orb of fusing on the floor. That's a good enough reason to go back in my book. Let's just kind of kite around a little bit. I was thinking about throwing down an emergency portal. No, we're not doing that. Now, if this was in fact a hardcore league where death was permanent, semi-permanent, whatever, I would be playing much more safely. I would not have charged into this room trying to do stupid stuff for the hell of it. Hardcore and standard leagues, especially on normal difficulty still, it's just like completely different ball games. I mean, here, it's like, who cares? I died, no big deal. When I get to Cruel or Merciless, yeah, there's a little bit of an XP penalty, but it's not nearly as bad as losing a mid to high level character. If I died in a hardcore league at this point, yeah, it'd be annoying, but it's like, whatever. Part of the reason I don't is simply the fact that I don't know where I'm going with that skill trait at the moment, so I'm just going to sit on that skill point for now. What was I saying? As I think I've mentioned, part of the reason I don't is I tend to have a lot of connection issues. It hasn't been too much of an issue, but... And if it stays stable, I may risk some hardcore league characters again. Who knows? That is my preferred way of playing. However, losing a mid to high level character to a lag spike because Time Warner Cable sucks is just annoying as hell. It's frustrating and annoying, and I don't want to have to deal with it. Oh look, it's Piety.
Made it around the barrier at Prisoner's Gate. Such talent.
Indeed.
Your way to Exile.
Alright, emergency portal. Just in case I don't think I'm gonna need it, but who knows. It's Fidelitis the morning. He's about to be dead. A dead guy. A little bit of infernal blow, a couple heavy strikes later, and he's down and out. Let's grab this carving knife. Hey, Quicksilver flask. And let's check out this strange device. The Baleful Gem. Awesome. Talk to the girl. New mission objective. I think she was kind of hiding down here, and if I'd gone close enough, she would have said, go kill the monster.
To damnation with piety.
But pretty much, we rescued her from Piety and Fidelitis, and now if we head back here, she will give us awesome loot. After I throw some crap in here to make room for whatever said awesome loot happens to be. You can go in the flask tab. Flask tab, good enough. Helena, what are you giving me here?
The tree that
Helena.
Nina calls them.
Nothing. God damn it.
The spirit is strong.
You too. God damn it, Yina. There we go. Alright, so we can get Enduring Cry, Warlord's Mark, Hatred, Leap Slam, Reeve, Anger, and Incinerate. Well, a couple of these are obviously out. The two intelligent gems, I just simply do not have the intelligence to use. Reeve smacks attacks a small area in front of you. Each Reeve that hits an enemy increases the area of effect. The area is reset after using another skill or after a short period without hitting anything. Only works daggers, claws, and one-handed swords. So that rules that out. I'm using two-ended weapons. Leap Slam I have. Hatred, my dexterity is not going to allow me to go up. Or, well, I don't believe I'll be able to increase that too much with the dexterity I currently have. However, the problem with this is it reserves 60% of my mana. I am already having insanely horrible mana issues, so that's ruled out for the moment. So basically, I'm down to Anger. Again, mana issues. Not happening. So that leaves Enduring Cry and Warlord's Mark. Warlord's Mark is pretty freaking awesome. Enduring Cry is also pretty freaking useful. So, Warlord's Mark also generates some endurance charges. So we're going to go with that. Go ahead and equip that outright. Aramir, you got anything for me over here, buddy? No, of course not. So what are we at? 21 minutes. You know what? We're going to take a look at the skill tree here. I thought I was going to get more skill points for this, but I guess not. Now the question will be where to go next. Well, accuracy rating is useless. I no longer need it for anything. Down here are some useful things. 30% increased fire damage with weapons. Infernal Blow does fire damage. I'm pretty sure that affects it. Blood Drinker, 2% physical attack damage leached as life is good. I could skirt down here towards the Iron Grip node. Or not Iron Grip. Blood Magic node, which is actually a little closer from there. Blood Magic is useful, but I might be able to work out the mana issues through other equipment upgrades. So really it comes down to, do I want Blood Drinker, in which case an Unwavering Stance cannot be stunned, but it cannot evade enemy attacks. That is also a good one. Iron Grip, not so useful. Life Leech applies instantly, that's not terrible. Wait. Flasks have no effect, that is terrible. I lied. There's a nice 30 dexterity node over here. There's an endurance charge node right there. There are some real nice nodes over here in the duelist starting trade. Life, Golem's Blood for life regeneration, max health, more regen. What else? Pretty sure there's some other good stuff over here. 12% increased physical damage with two-handed melee weapons. That's not bad. Increased physical, or melee physical damage. Unarmed range, or rather, the melee weapon in unarmed range is very useful. It can hit slightly further. Some more life nodes. There's a pretty nice node up here, 15% increased melee physical damage, so that's very nice. So really it just begs the question of how I'm going to progress through here over to here. If I plan on grabbing Blood Magic, I can cut down 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty short. If I'm grabbing these nodes, it's 1, 2, 3 nodes. Or do I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then save these 2 points? But that's also max armor and max life over here, which I will be kind of skirting through, at which point I will be cutting. Oh, that's not kind of nice too. Reckless Abandon hiding down here. The question basically... Oh, that's a nice little tree here too. God, they just do not make this an easy choice. That is for sure. So basically it comes down to how I want to get over to these nodes. I'm thinking... You know what? I'm gonna end up looking at... what is up here? Let's just take a quick peek up here. Extra critical strike with one-handed, useless. Critical strike with two-handed. That's actually kind of nice for the fact that I can't deal critical strikes. You can see the dilemma with coming up or placing some of these things. Avatar Fire, 50% of physical damage converted to fire damage. 50% of lightning damage converted to fire damage. 50% of cold damage converted to fire damage. This is actually kind of interesting if If I can find a nice, just straightforward, like, just pure physical damage, that's actually kind of nice. I think. Is there anything that increases fire damage? I don't know. Basically, this is just something I kind of have to think about a little more before I start spending points. I'm going to take a little more in-depth look, do a little research, see what some other people are running point-wise, I guess. I gotta do a little bit of research on a couple skill nodes. Notably, the... What am I looking for now? There was something I wanted to make sure I looked up. Physical. Oh, yes, the Lava Lash. I want to make sure that actually works with Infernal Blow. It's kind of pointless if it doesn't. You know, if I end up with a weapon with just physical lightning and cold damage on it, that's just utterly useless. So, some stuff I have to look up. Like I said, if you're trying out anything kind of, or if you know, no, I'm not going there. Let me know what you're working on build-wise, what you're playing in Path of Exile. Just, you know, out of curiosity kind of question. For now, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, rate, and/or subscribe, and have a great day.